My name is Brenda Torres, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, and this is my story. So, why the Air Force? So, I was in ROTC for Air Force ROTC, that is, all throughout high school and then into college. Second year of college, I tested for the ASVAB for the third time, and again, my score was super high. So Sergeant Fresneda, who was the recruiter in my area, continued to knock on my door, literally, until he finally came in my house and said, "We need you in." And he said, "You score so high that we have very special jobs that we can place you in, which will be a very fast path to become an officer." And therefore, I chose the Air Force. Now, as an overall military career, the reason I had originally joined ROTC is because it was in my family. Service has always been in my family. My grandfather was in World War. My father was in the Vietnam War. And my brother had already joined the Marine Corps when Sergeant Fresneda had reached out to me. So I knew at some point that I was going to join. I just thought that I wanted to go to college first. And in my second year, I joined the Air Force. So I joined in 1992. I served a total of 9 years. So the special job that they had for me was pharmacy. And so I quickly learned that the reason it was a special job was because the graduation rate was very, very low. And so they needed people that could memorize a minimum of 2,000 drugs, common name as well as pharmaceutical name, in less than 6 weeks. And I was one of them. And so I was able to become a pharmacy technician, where then I became in charge of pharmacy in order to get commission by the time I hit my 5th year. I actually spent it during peacetime, all the way up to 2001 when 9/11 happened. And at that time, I had just had my son. And so I had to make a decision at that moment where, do I want to be a mom to an 8-month-old, or am I going to get deployed? And so it was a family decision that I needed to be a mom for my 8-month-old, as his father, my husband at the time, was also a police officer who happened to be a New York police officer at some point, and he was here at Orange County. And he knew the danger of both of us being in some way compromised. And so my deployments were just testing deployments, if you will, more of support. England, but mostly local. England was the only one for 2 weeks that I was deployed for. So for the 9 years that I served, I spent my time in the wonderful and amazing state of Florida, as well as Texas. So 2001 hits, right? And so at that moment, I have to make a decision. So I have been now in charge of pharmacy. And so what do I take out of this? And so the one thing that I knew that I loved about the service, which hurt me to separate, you're only 11 years from, your retirement at that point, was leadership. And so I knew that in my leadership capacity that I had the opportunity and blessing to serve in the Air Force, that I was given plenty of challenges to grow other people, develop other people, to teach other people. And so that was my biggest reward. And so I knew that I wanted to do the same thing. Couple that with the fact that before I joined the Air Force, and during my time again in high school and college, I worked for Walt Disney World. I was a short Goofy and a tall Roger Rabbit, so I was in the entertainment department, and I loved hospitality. So if I'm going to come back home, how do I couple hospitality with leadership? And so at that time, I started my career in marketing in the hospitality industry, and that has fast forwarded me to a great career path where I have enjoyed the pleasures of marketing, hospitality, travel, etc. and now owning my own business. My son, who also served in the Air Force, when it was time for him to be done, he started saying, "Mom, we're in the middle of COVID." So I was a product of the COVID furloughs and layoffs. I worked for major hospitality hotel chains here locally, and I was director of marketing, corporate marketing, for the better part of the last 20 plus years. And at that time, I kept thinking, oh no, they're gonna bring us back. They're gonna bring us back. We all know what happened. And furloughs kept getting extended, and finally I was laid off and separated. So my son, believe it or not, my 20-some-year-old, 22, 23 at the time, said to me, "Mom, you're amazing at marketing. Start your own company, and I'm gonna be done soon. And so I want to do something with you as well. So let's start a company where we help other small businesses with their marketing. There is going to be a lot of people just like you, Mom, that they're going to be laid off and they're going to start their own smaller businesses. And why not? Who better than you to help them grow, to help them get branded, to help them get marketed? Focus on growing the same way you learn how to grow your staff and employees throughout your hospitality career. Do the same privately, and let's start our own company. It's called Nick of Time Marketing Co. My son's name is Nicholas, so that's where the name came from, and it made sense. We get things done in the nick of time. And they called me the Wizard of Wants because I deliver wows, Wizard of Wants and storytelling. And with our company, we take over social media platforms for all of our clients. We save them an average of 4 hours a week, where we custom create branded content. We caption it, we hashtag it, we tag as appropriate, and with an amazing strategy to grow engagement, not about likes, not about just extra followers, but engagement strategy. We auto post on their behalf and auto publish for any of the platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. And the second component of our company is graphic design. So anything that goes on, whether it's digital media or print media, we work with that as well. So in my search of starting my own business, I wanted to connect with other people that had a similar story, that yet we were connected in some way by being a veteran. And so again, in that spirit of service and volunteerism, I was introduced to the Camaraderie Foundation. If I wasn't the one necessarily needing the help, I wanted to be a vessel to be able to provide additional opportunities for growing funds so that other people who were in the service, like others you will see on these interviews, got the help. And so when I was presented with the opportunity of being part of the event committees, I immediately said yes. I was able to procure thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of donations for auctions my very first year, where I was told that part of our efforts and marketing for free on a print magazine for Camaraderie Foundation, that first year that I volunteered, they broke all the records known right in the middle of COVID. So Camaraderie Foundation is very near and dear to my heart, and I constantly look for every opportunity to be able to tell people that it is an organization that is here to help those that need, but it's also a connector for all of us who are part of a community and military family, for us to provide assistance, knowledge, marketing, whatever it is that we may have as a skill set, to be able to provide additional programs and growth for Camaraderie Foundation. That's how I found out about them. As well as at the time I was going through my father's mental illness, whom we lost at the end of 2020. And I was trying to figure out ways, and so Camaraderie kind of came in the radar for support for families. So Camaraderie is not just about the needy veteran, they're also about the amazing families that are the backbone of the military community. And although I had what I call an amazing military career, an easy one, let's be honest, an easy one, I am happy that I am part of a family that provides so much assistance to not just the veterans, but also those families that need it.